Sounds ridiculous to even say it out loud that I did the sugar diet. I don't know what would make a strict carnivore like me do something like that. Yeah, so let's talk about that and what a crazy disaster that ended up being for me. But first I want to tell you where I've been. I haven't made a video like this in quite some time. Also, I don't have a video editor right now to help me. Sure, I know how to edit the videos. I did it myself for a long time, but I'm gonna try to do this in one take. So if I mess up, forgive me. I'm probably not gonna edit it unless it's really disastrous, okay? Okay, so I've been super, super busy. So I wanna just start there real quick and tell you guys where I've been, what I've been doing. Since the beginning of March, we've been trying to get this building finished. So we've been working on this a lot, and that took up a lot of time. And so I just wasn't focused on making videos because I had to focus elsewhere. And then the month of May was just crazy busy. My son was getting married and ended up being a beautiful wedding in the middle of the month. It was great. So this building wasn't done, but we had company coming in for the wedding. So we had to move stuff in, even though it wasn't completely done, so we could clean up our house, because our house basically looked like a warehouse from making all these lotions here. So we can mail them out to you guys when you order them. So super busy for the month of May. But my disaster of a diet actually started kind of mid-April. My oldest daughter found a sourdough dealer and talked about how incredible it was. And so I have heard that even somebody who can't eat wheat can have sourdough bread. And I haven't had wheat in about 12 years because it gives me restless leg syndrome really badly, to the point where I literally can't sleep. Like, my pregnancies were miserable. I didn't know why. I was eating lots of wheat then. I guess I had restless leg syndrome from being pregnant too. So it was worse, than it could have been. But even after my pregnancies, I still had it. As soon as I cut wheat out, it went away. So this dealer of my daughter's makes incredible sourdough bread, and she uses non-brominated flour, which my understanding is the brominated flour can cause a lot more problems for people. And I've also heard that people who can't eat wheat can eat sourdough. And so I just thought, okay, I'm gonna try it. I'm just curious, can I have it? And so the first day I had like a little heel off the end of the bread, a couple of bites with some butter on it. The second day I had a whole slice because it didn't bother me. And the third day I had 2 slices with butter because it wasn't bothering me, at least not, that I could tell. I know that it was bothering me on the inside. I know, I get it. This was a mistake we're talking about here, okay? So let's not bombard me with terrible comments about how awful I have been. I know, and it gets worse. This is nothing. So just hold on to your britches. And so the sourdough kind of started me down a road. Like, I was at my goal pretty much. And the sourdough, those few bites started it just made me think it was okay. But I gained a few pounds. That made me unhappy. But we had an amazing wedding. And then right after the wedding was Meat Stock. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but definitely search Instagram and the internet for Meat Stock USA videos. We had an amazing time. It's like a meaty convention, and there's also a retreat where you can stay in a cabin with the speakers. Super, super amazing and super fun. And Meat Stock, the convention was starting the day after the wedding. So I got up at 4 a.m. after not going to bed till 1 from cleaning up from the wedding and all of that. Rushed to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, about 2 hours from where I live, to go be part of this convention. And I was emceeing it with Dr. Kilt. I knew it was just going to be an amazing, fun time. I was so excited to be able to go. The food was incredible. So if you're looking for something to do, want to be surrounded with like-minded people, come to Meat Stock next year. It's last couple of days of April, first couple of days of May for the retreat is in April, basically, and the convention is the beginning of May. So look it up, Meat Stock Convention on their website, so you can see all the dates and everything. But it was super fun. Oh, and if you decide to get a ticket, my code is Serena. That'll get you a discount, okay? Anyway, had an amazing time at Meat Stock and came back home. And on my way home that Sunday night, I was listening to lots of podcasts and lots of videos about this new thing coming called the sugar diet. And I just didn't know what that was, but I thought it sounded ridiculous. But people that I knew, in the carnivores, in the diet health space, were trying this. And I was like, what in the world? How could anybody think that was healthy? And so I decided, after listening to videos and things for 2 hours, that maybe it was worth trying to get off the few pounds I had gained from the sourdough bread. And so I got right on that the next day. So let me tell you what it is, and I'm not endorsing it or condoning it for anybody. It's a slippery slope, guys. Slippery, slippery slope. And so the sugar diet is lots of fruit. You can have honey, maple syrup, sugar, mostly fruit. You can do smoothies, fruit juices, and then you do that all day long. And in the evening, a lot of people are having like a very lean protein and a starch, so like maybe some rice. And now they're kind of saying you should do that at lunchtime instead of dinner time, whatever. It doesn't matter because we're not doing that, right? We're not going to try this. And so I tried the sugar fast though, which is just the fruit juice, the honey, the maple syrup, the sugar, all of those things. And you just eat those all day long. That's what you do. And so I started that the next day, fruit in a bowl of maple syrup, fruit in a bowl of honey, basically like cereal, except instead of milk, you're using honey and maple syrup. And it tasted darn good. It did. It tasted good. I did lose a couple of pounds the first day. I was shocked. And then the next day I just got to the evening part of it and I wanted the sourdough. And so I had some, but this diet doesn't call for sourdough, especially not on a sugar fasting day. You could have like a little piece on one of the sugar diet days where you're having a starch with your protein, but that's not what I was doing. I was basically binging on fruit and sugar all day long. Some people add candy to it, like gummy bears, Swedish fish, candy that doesn't have any fat in it. So we're not talking about gorging on chocolate. And there's a lot of misconceptions about the sugar diet. People think you can eat Pop-Tarts and waffles and like all, but that's not what it is. And I'm not, no, I feel like I'm defending it. I'm not defending it. But it would literally ruin it if you ate those things. So then it's not the sugar diet. Then it's starch and flour and all those kinds of things. So some people were eating candy. So I did try it. I had some Swedish fish. I had some gummy bears. I had, like some other candies. And I did lose weight on the days where I sugar fasted, but it was very hard for me to stick to, so much harder than sticking to carnivore. It's really, really incredible how hard it was to stick to something that you feel like is a dream, right? You feel like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I get to eat candy and fruit all day, but it wasn't really like that. And it took me a month to come to my senses, a month, people, 4 weeks, to come to my senses and say, what the heck am I doing? Like, this is not serving me. It's not serving me well. I gained 8 pounds in a month. I was already up about 6 pounds. So if my calculations are correct, that's 14 pounds that I gained in about a month and a half. So like 5.5, 6 weeks, I gained 14 pounds. Like, I was at my goal pretty much, guys. So I'm not condoning the sugar diet at all. I just want to tell you guys what I did and how it didn't work for me. And it's kind of like my friend Casey Ruff says, like a little bit turns into a lot of it. You know what I mean? Like 1 bite is too many and 1,000 is never enough. Like I wanted more candy. I wanted more sugar. It turned all of the food noise back on for me. It was crazy. And so, and I don't know, like, do I want to be 100% strict carnivore for the rest of my life? I don't know. I would love to be able to have a bite of something that my grandkids made or my kids made for me and they're like, oh, here, Mom, try this, and not have them not offer it to me. Like not have them not offer it to me because they don't want me to feel bad. And I don't mean like eat it as a pressure thing. Like they're not pressuring me. If my kids make something that they are super proud of and they say, here, Mom, taste this, I don't want them to be afraid to say, here, Mom, taste this, right? I would love to get to a point where I could do that without it setting me off, in a binge. And there are people out there that are going to say, why would you want to do that? Why would you ever want to add something back in that is making you sick or isn't good for you? And it's not that I want to add some of those things back in. It's that I also want to be able to live, right? I want to be able to go out to dinner with my family and have the side salad with my steak, not the potato necessarily, but I would love to be able to have one meal to live with my family. If my kids invite me over for dinner, I don't want them to say, well, we have to be sure we have enough meat because of Mom. And again, not as a pressure thing. It's not a pressure thing. It's a living thing. It's being a part of my family. So I talked about this just a little bit on a recent interview that I did with Dante Ferrigno for his YouTube channel. And some of the comments were not nice. People were like, why would you want to do that? That's your addiction talking. Yeah, it probably is my addiction talking. In some cases, it is. But the fact that eating an artichoke with my kids is something that I have enjoyed doing since they were little. It takes probably 30 minutes to eat a fresh artichoke. If you've never done that before, look it up. People think artichokes only come in spinach artichoke dip, but they don't. It's a vegetable. It does have oxalates in it. It does. It's not like it's one of those things you could have, like cabbage doesn't have any oxalates in it. So So if you wanted to have, like I've started making homemade sauerkraut just for the probiotics, and I will take a couple of bites a day just to have those probiotics from that. But artichokes are not like that. Cabbage doesn't have any oxalates in it. Artichokes do. They're not like, it's not huge on the scale, but they do have some. And eating an artichoke and dipping those fresh steamed leaves into butter with my kids and eating that, it's a 30 or 45-minute process. We sit around, we talk. That's something we've done since they were little. And I love doing that with them. And I do that maybe 3 times a year just as a treat with my kids. Am I poisoning myself to have a treat with my kids? Yeah, I know there's going to be comments that say that too. But this is me being real with you guys. And I think that's important, that I want to always be real and honest with you guys. So the sugar diet sent me down a slippery slope. When I eat an artichoke, that doesn't happen. And again, that's only a few times a year. Do I want to go back to the standard American diet? No. Do I want to like have fruit every day? No. And now I know that I probably can't have fruit at all. I mean, I don't know. I haven't tried that. I haven't tried like just having like eggs for breakfast with a side of raspberries or something like that. Because I do want more than I should eat. Like a handful isn't really enough for me. I want more than that. And I know that already. So whether or not I'll ever try that, I don't know. But I was very disappointed at the way I handled this sugar diet, sugar fasting experiment. I really thought that maybe I could do it. Maybe I could just have that. Maybe I could just try it just to, you know, like we're all desperate to lose those last few pounds, you know, whether you're carnivore or keto or standard American diet, everybody, I can just add this now to the list of the hundreds of diets that I have tried, you know, over the years. Atkins, keto, paleo, animal-based, plant-based, vegan, vegetarian, Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, juice fasting. I mean, I've tried all of the diets over the years. It was always about weight for me. It was never really about health. I mean, I wanted to be healthy, but that wasn't like a top priority for me. And now carnivore is mostly about health. I mean, now I want to get off, you know, the weight that I have gained through this process. So it's back to being about weight loss for a little while. But I do believe that carnivore is the healthiest diet for healing and things like that. Is there a place for animal-based where once you hit your goal or all of your health markers are good, you know, where you do add a few things back in, maybe some really low oxalate vegetables, maybe some fruit, because fruit is probably the least harmful, you know, plant. Is there a place for that? I think for some people there is. And I think for a lot of people, maybe most people, that's where they're going to end up. I don't really believe that everybody has to be 100% strict carnivore forever. I think you can get to a point where you do all of that healing and you feel really amazing. And then you can try, you can experiment. It might send you down a road like it sent me down though. And I'm not telling you this to give you an excuse or give you the opportunity to go try the things that I did and just see how they affect you. I'm just saying that I don't know what I'm saying now. I don't know. And I don't want to have to edit this video, so I'm just going to try to move on. I don't really know what I'm saying to you people. I just think that that we all mess up, you know, and I messed up. And so again, I'm not giving you permission to mess up because I said, hey, go try these things. That is not what I'm saying at all. I'm just telling you what happened to me because that's what I do here. I try to keep myself accountable, be honest and open with you guys. And you guys are usually honest and open with me. So there's probably going to be a lot of comments about how I messed up and I shouldn't be telling you guys this, and maybe I shouldn't, but this is part of me telling you who I am and what I'm doing. And I just wanted to catch you guys up. We still have a lot to do today, and so I just wanted to go ahead and get this video made and tell you guys about my experience with it. I don't recommend the sugar diet for most people, especially not most people in this space. If you have come to carnivore, excuse me, because you are a carb addict, a sugar addict, because you're sick, because you don't have a healthy metabolism, or you have autoimmune issues, I definitely would not try it. There are people having success. I mean, the sugar dieters are going to come after me for this, and that's fine, because I know where I stand, and I know how I feel, and I know how eating that much sugar made me feel. So, you know, as a sugar addict, watching those videos was like somebody giving me permission to do this. And an alcoholic wouldn't go on an alcohol diet, right? Like, oh, here, just drink alcohol, you'll feel better. Yeah, because you'll be drunk all the time and you won't know that you don't feel good. You won't know, right? But I did know. Like, some achiness creeped back into my joints like I had before I was carnivore. And I had energy. Don't get me wrong. I had energy. I did. I was able to work out well. So sugar dieters coming after me because I'm saying, you know, how terrible. I did have energy. But it just didn't work for me. And that's okay. You know, I wasn't going to stay on a sugar diet all the time anyway. It was just like, can I get off the 6 pounds I gained? And instead I gained 8 more. And so I'm still working to get those off, but I'm back to carnivore. I've slipped up a little bit more in the last 2 weeks than I usually do. I mean, usually I can be pretty strict, but it's still in my head. That sugar, those carbs, those cravings are still with me because of it. And so I'm working on that. I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of that. And I've been doing a lot of fat fasting. If you guys follow Kelly Hogan, she talks about fat fasting a lot. Been doing a lot of fat fasting. I actually lost 6 pounds last week doing fat fasting. So let me tell you briefly how I fat fast. I do it a lot like Kelly does. And thank goodness for her very first video talking about how she can use heavy cream for a fat fast, because I used to do just like the fat chunks off a ribeye fried in the air fryer, and I didn't really enjoy it very much. Lots of egg yolks fried in butter. You can use tallow for a fat fast, but heavy cream seems to work really well. If I ate that much cheese, I would gain weight, but I can definitely do like 2 days or 3 days of just heavy cream and butter and feel really incredible. My ketones go up, my glucose comes down, and I lose weight. So last week I kind of mixed it up. I did a fat fast on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I did OMAD, like just a taco meat kind of meal with sour cream and cheese on it. And then on Thursday, I did like a higher protein day, some cod with a little bit of butter, and then some Greek yogurt in the evening with protein powder in it. And then Friday and Saturday, I fat fasted again and lost 6 pounds. So I know a lot of that was water. Some of it was inflammation from the sugar, but that's pretty amazing. So turns out fat fasting also releases the hormone FGF21, which helps to boost your metabolism and burn fat. So I'm going to stick with the fat fasting and go back to normal carnivore on the days that I'm not fat fasting, because I know that that works for me. Will I ever try it again? I think if I said no, I think if I said no, that would be a lie. Like, I don't know. It's in my head now, right? Like, I know that people are doing the sugar thing and having success, but if I can get back to my goal weight, there's no reason to even consider that. So I'd like to say no. Will I have some berries maybe and try to moderate those? Maybe at some point I will. But as of right now, my plan is back to strict carnivore indefinitely. Will I still have an artichoke with my kids? Probably. I will probably. Am I going to stay away from the sourdough bread? I hope so. So this is me being honest, not giving you permission to mess up, but just to know that if you do, you can get back on track. I mean, I had a really good week last week, and so I'm going to try for more of that and just go back to being consistent. I'll be posting my What I Eat in a Day videos again, because that really helps me to stay on track, because I'm showing you guys what I'm eating. And yeah, so that's what I wanted to tell you guys today. I have some things that I need to go do, but look for more videos from me. If you liked this video and you're not already subscribed, please give it a thumbs up, first of all, because that really helps with the algorithm, and my algorithm is shot because I haven't been posting very much. So big thumbs up and subscribe, please. And then find me on Instagram at serena.carnivore. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope that you don't try the sugar diet if you are a carbohydrate or sugar addict. I guess that's my takeaway, is that if you're an addict, if you have a hard time moderating sugar and sweets, my recommendation is to not try the sugar diet. I just don't think it's a good idea. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching.